Hey guys, Kaido here. So I've been recently wanting to update the Kha'zix guide that I did a while back. This video will cover the new build and rune setup that I go every game, and I'll be going more in depth with the matchups in this one. If you want to know about evolves, mechanics, or any tips and tricks, go check out the old guide. There should be a box right here that will take you to the old guide. And now let's get into new Kha'zix LP machine tech. So for runes, I only go Dark Harvest now. I think the era of First Strike is dead again until I see some buffs for it. I like the extra damage that Harvest gives me and is very good throughout the whole game. Now secondary, I only go for free boots and market, which personally for me are the best runes for inspiration tree in the first place. Kha'zix tends to be a champion that buys a lot of components that he spikes off of, and the extra money you can use from the rune can help you get those buys easier. Now for items, I go Hubris or Yumu depending on the game, but if you noticed from the Kha'zix gameplay videos I post, and if you haven't watched them, go check them out. There are many concepts I go over on my channel that can help you further improve your Kha'zix play or understand how to play against one. Carrying on with what I was saying, I go Tiamat quite often on Kha'zix if I get the buy on my first recall. I think this champion really needs to farm a lot, and Tiamat allows that. Yes, you might lose some damage not having the early lethality, but if you understand when a game won't be so volatile, Tiamat will have way better use in that game. Sometimes I do finish Profane first, but it definitely changes from game to game. So your core build is Yumu or Hubris with Profane Hydra, and you must always go Grudge third. You need this item to do damage when the enemy starts building armor, and I like to complement those three items with Eclipse recently. Why? Because this item helps you duel the enemy and gives a lot of AD and CDR. Also, everyone who can build it goes Eclipse. This item is just crazy right now, and I've been trying out fourth item and it just does very well in the games. And after your 4 items, you build either more offensive items or defensive items depending on the game. You pretty much gotta adapt your build at the end of each game, so you know it might change from game to game. You don't always need to go Eclipse, but if you feel like there will be a lot of dueling, or even to match an enemy champion who has Eclipse also, which can make the difference in the 1v1, you should buy it. Trust. Okay, now this is a build I legit got from my comments, and I legit clicked instantly, and I realized that Thunder Sky and Eclipse are such OP items. I mean, that's why you see so many bruisers build it, like Aatrox and Clud. And I'm like, Profane helps me clear, and the other items are just good in terms of stats. And I ended up trying it, and it feels so fucking good. It's actually just insane. I suggest doing this build in games where people aren't as squishy. I guess in a way, this is like the new bruiser type build, but you're still able to one-shot people if they are squishy. Profane helps you clear and get to that 2 to 3 item point to completely 1v9. You can go Eclipse first if you want, but I feel like your clear slows down a lot. I think this build requires a lot of farming. You still take Dark Harvest with this build, because, I mean, to me, Conqueror is such a terrible rune on Kha'zix. Like, it's so pointless, actually. You might as well play a different champion at that rate, you know? Also, for knowing when to build Cleaver or Grudge, I suggest that if you think you cannot really do much in the game, and you're just going to be a W spamming champion, like when you have W evolve, like you're just playing for Ws, I think then you should go Cleaver. Otherwise, you feel like you can do a lot more and actually kill champions and try to carry the game, then you should go Grudge. That would be my suggestion between either Cleaver or Grudge in the game. Okay, now for matchups, what pretty much everyone has been waiting for that like has been following me since I started my YouTube journey. So here's my tier list on most of the champions that I see, and I'll talk about Ivan right now because I don't go over it after. This champion, you can win the matchup, but you have to be very creative in your invades to catch him. Otherwise, this tree fucker is just standing with his team, shielding them, and like they're never isolated and shit. So I suggest going Profane first against this guy and farming up and trying to farm all objectives, because this guy actually cannot stop you in the 1v1. So, you know, he needs his boys, so keep that in mind. And Serpent's Fang is very OP versus him, so keep that in mind. And now let's get into good matchups, shall we? I'm going to be as straightforward as possible as I can be here. You just win when you have Q evolve, pretty much. It's as simple as that. These champions have a hard time fighting back, If you find them, you will destroy them. Obviously, pretty sick. Champs like Nocturne E can just be handless and right-click you, and they will just win. But you have a leap, so you can get short trades off and bait them, etc. Eve, Brand, Lilia are champions you can freely invade, pretty sick. They can't really fight back. And because they're pretty weak. Jarvan is a champion. For some reason, I don't know. People say it's a hard matchup for Kha'Zix. But all you need to understand is that this Jarvan champion is a very unhealthy clearing champion. And you also win the 1v1 actually. I don't think people realize that. It's not hard to dodge this EQ in my opinion. Unless they're using Fnatic Jarvan. But those guys are just like cheaters, you know. So if you ever find him, any HP you get off him, you will, or even if you kill him, his game is ruined. And he has to start flipping it. Because playing a farming game versus a carry jungle when he has a kill, or even like XP/goal advantage is not really good. Because that carry jungle will just find you again on the next timer and just kill you again. So when he goes into burger flipping mode of Doom, you either can counter gank him if you think you are winning, or make your team respect the gank and you just have a even bigger lead as Kha'Zix, which is scary for the enemy team to deal with. You can eat everything on the map, and it's very easy with that profane setup I was talking about in my builds earlier. Okay, now for skilled matchups. Some are not really in your favor actually, like Rengar. I mean, I always win the Rengar side, as I am originally a Kha'Zix Rengar OTP, so Rengar was always stronger, and it's pretty obvious, you know, like cat beat bug. I mean, come on, GG's. But jokes aside, I mean, I've definitely beat terrible Rengar players in Master and GM as Kha'Zix because they don't even understand why Rengar wins, which is completely understandable. Knowledge gap, but it's hard for Kha'Zix to really win. When you start playing against like the real challenger Rengar OTPs, they don't lose this matchup. I shit you not. And even like the EU ones, any ones, just I'm pretty sure any a good Rengar OTP will never use this matchup. I'm going to show you a infographic here, which I made a long time ago, and was supposed to use on my old guide, but felt like it was information overload for everyone for my first guide as Kaido. So yeah, these I go very in detail with the matchup specifics. So here, let me pull it up right now. Either way, I suggest you to pause the video and read over the infographic and even save it if you want. They are pretty in detail, pretty simple. I mean, this is my experience of being a Kha'Zix OTP. And on the right side, if you see that these matchups are very kill or be killed, so you know, whoever snowballs will win the game. Simple as that. So good luck in these matchups, and hope you guys win them. A lot of them are winnable, except for Rengar, obviously. This champ's too fucking broken, not gonna lie. But I mean, if you know what they don't know, you will beat them. Trust. Now let's go over hard matchups. Let me go over one of these right now before I show you the hard matchup infographic. Xin Zhao isn't actually a hard matchup. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's very hard winning for Kha'Zix, but again, it can end up being hard just because of the nature of Xin Zhao as a champion. This guy will legit go to the arena and just keep fighting. And to me, I really believe Xin Zhao in Season 14 actually fucking scales so fucking hard. Like his items are so OP this season, I feel like. And if you don't know about the lethality Xin Zhao build that Chinese players do, that shit goes hard. Not gonna lie. Okay? And yeah, let me pull up the infographic. Oh, so I tell you this isn't on the infographic because I mean it's pretty simple. You can win. It can be hard or it can be very easy depending on how skilled the Taliyah player is. So pretty much, I mean, if you're able to get on top of her and just be able to find her in the jungle, you will kill her and snowball the matchup. But remember that her kit, like, it counters dashing champions. So like once she starts grouping or like she plays with has a strong laner to play off of, it's pretty hard to play. So it really depends on the player's skill on Taliyah. I think this champion is pretty strong right now. And oh yeah, for Rek'Sai. Yeah, I don't know what they did to new Rek'Sai. I think Red killed this champion, but I mean, when she was actually a good champion, it did counter Rek'Sai, or I mean, it did counter Kha'Zix because this champion would mark you very well, and it's pretty hard to beat her unless you kite her. And maybe the current Rek'Sai is actually a free matchup, but I haven't played against it that much, so I don't really know. So, like, yeah, I'm just not sure. Either way, like, same thing again. You can just pause the video, read the infographic. They're pretty in detail, and also give advice on what you should do against matchups on the right side of your screen. And if you guys have any questions or on like these infographics or matchups, ask me down in the comments below, or even join my Discord for more jungle discussions if you want to talk about these matchups. And yeah, let's start wrapping up the video now. Now, lastly, for you degenerates that like Ghost on Kha'zix, I mean, maybe you're not degenerate, but personally, it's pretty crazy to run Ghost on this champion. I don't really prefer it because I think Flash is such an OP summer spell. But Ghost can be good when they have very low CC, but man, when people flash away, or you could have just made a play with Flash, but you have Ghost, it's just too annoying. It's happened to me quite often in the past when I tried it. And also, just seeing Ghost on Kha'zix, the higher elo you are, yeah, that's just not working out. And I speak from experience, and once you get there, you will realize why it's just not that good in higher elo. But yeah, Ghost does seem like a very greedy summer spell to take on him. It does pair with Arva very, very well though. But I do suggest you run Cosmic and buy CD Boots, Cosmic Insight if unaware, and buy CD Boots to have Ghost uptime way sooner than usual, so you can find those extra opportunities to stick onto your opponent with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you learned some things about matchups or just the new builds, and hope I helped you understand Kha'zix more. But if you want to understand evolves and mechanics or any tips and tricks, go check out the Kha'zix guide on my YouTube channel. I also do coaching, which you can find out in more detail through my Discord. I hope to see you guys in there for more LP hacks for solo queue. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and hope to see you reach your LP goals soon. Thanks for watching, guys.